What's up? What's good, family? How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? What's good? What's up, family? How y'all doing? What's up? I'm gonna wait till a few of you guys get up in here. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's good? What's good, family? How y'all doing? What's up? What's up? Blessings to y'all, family. Blessings, blessings, blessings. How y'all doing? What's good? Blessings to y'all. Blessings, family. Blessings. Blessings to y'all. Mark, what's up, King? What's up, Westfield? How you doing, King? Blessings to you. Blessings to you, Queen. Naomi, blessings. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? All right. Now, let me explain, right? So, these couple weeks and months, I ain't been having enough time to actually give y'all, a lot more information. But I got a lot coming out soon, right? So I'm about to be going in, right? We about to be dealing with credit. We about to be dealing with the business side. I'm talking about even like the status correction. I feel like we passed that level where we just constantly talking about like the sovereignty and, the do not detain list. Cause I feel like most of you guys come really for the credit. The sovereign side is good, but that's for those who really want it because it's still a risk factor with it. It's still a risk factor. It's not just cut and dry where you just, oh, I'm claiming my sovereignty, but you're not willing to learn more. You're not willing to take certain risks. You get what I'm saying? So, that's only specifically for those who really want their status corrected. Happy. Blessings, family. Blessings. Blessings, family. How y'all doing? What's been going on with y'all for the most part, family? Okay, so y'all want to learn how to purchase a car without a driver's license. Now, most of the time, this is what you got to do, right? So for you guys who won't, gain when dealing with purchasing cars and all that stuff, right? So look at it like this. Let's say if you want to purchase a Corvette, let's say Chevrolet selling a Corvette for 93,000. Now, most of the time, if you want to go straight out the dealership with a car without a driver's license, right? At least make sure you got some sort of government issue ID. They're not going to take a Moorish American identity card or a Native American identity card. Make sure it's a passport, state ID, or something. Now, this is what you can do. Never apply for in-house financing. Anytime you deal with like dealerships and in-house financing, is up to them on whether they want to finance you the car. You get what I'm saying? So they might say, oh, if you don't have a driver's license, we're not going to let you finance this car. But money talks. So I know for a fact, if you go to an outside lender, and let's just say if you apply through PNC Bank and they approve you for $100,000, right? And they give you the draft check. Now you take that draft check straight to the dealership. And once they see it, their ass gonna glow up like a fish in a tank who wanna get fed. So once they see that, they're gonna take it instantly. Now, I remember when I went back and I purchased a Ram, right? They didn't do all that. Oh, you gotta have a license. I showed them an international driver's license. I just got another. I'm gonna show you guys another site that I went through to get an international driver's license. Here you go, right here. So I do got a driver's license. I'm a class A, B, C, D, and E driver. Like I heard what a class A driver, that's pretty much like 18 wheeler or something like that, right? So you can go on this site that I went to. I got to post it. I don't know about hard, but you can go right in there with your international driver's license, and you also bring a copy of your passport. So once they run both of them, it's a match. You can get it, and you can drive straight off the lot like that. And they recognize international driver's license. If they ask you, do you have a driver's license in the state? Just say, usually I travel abroad, so I really don't, trying to get, a state driver's license. So when they look at that whole scenario, they're gonna let you purchase it, especially coming there with money. Soon you coming there with outside financing and they see a draft check, they're gonna instantly sell you the car because they try and get it off. They're not trying to hold on to it. Because that's that bank fault. You get what I'm saying? Because one thing you got to understand is, right, anytime you apply for a vehicle or any auto loan, the bank don't ask, do you have a driver's license? The bank only run your consumer credit report. If the banks like your consumer credit report and your court and your score is nice and everything like that, you could take that that draft check that they approve you for, you can take that straight to the dealership. And I highly recommend most people go to the go to an outside lender. Don't ever go inside of a dealership and ask them to run your credit. They're gonna run your credit 20, 30 times before they can approve you. Even if you get approved the first time, they might say, oh, do you want a better rate? They say you at 5.4, you want a 5.0, so you're gonna run your credit 1,000 times before they decide that you can get approved for a 5.4, 1 point down. You get what I'm saying? So you don't even want to waste your time with that. It's better off going through a credit union. A credit union. I really prefer a credit union. Traditional banks is okay, but let's just say if you got questionable credit, I prefer you guys to go through a credit union because a lot of credit union is very thirsty to give out lines of credit, loans, and etc. So you ain't got to worry about, oh, traditional banks, because most traditional bank standards be high. You go through Chase, they might say you got to have a 750, but you might go through a Citizens Bank or a Citizen Credit Union or something like that, and they run your credit. You might got a 650. They approve you for the same thing that the person at Chase Bank, that Chase Bank required you to have a 750. So you might have 100 points less and still might get the card. You get what I'm saying? Some banks you can get through the cracks just with an authorized user. Meaning you don't even have to have none of that crazy stuff on your credit. You ain't gotta have a house. You ain't gotta have loans. You ain't gotta have vehicles. They see an authorized user on your credit account only for $30,000, and you might be an authorized user, but they look at that as that's your debt as well. So you've been paying on it. It looks good to the bank, and they'll give you the check just like that. Certain credit union banks, not every last one of them, but certain ones would. And the best ones to do, the best ones to go through is the startups, like the ones that's not really established, the one that gotta beg you to get an account with them. So if you see people in the mall, Walmart, and they sponsoring a baby credit union and they going around passing cards around, those are the ones you prey on. Not prey on in the sense of defrauding them, but those are the ones you would go through. Because when you go through them, they thirsty to give out some money. They can't wait because that's how they built their brand. That's how they grow even more, by giving out products. Once the bank reaches peak of amount of money and products and services to give his customers, they at their peak. But the other ones, they trying to catch up. So they got to give out much lending as possible. They got to give out much money as possible. So it's best to go through certain community banks so you can easily get approved, depending on if you got questionable credit. But those who got good credit, your credit passes 750, you got homes on your credit, you got 100% payment history, you got over 20 some accounts on your credit, it's no doubt you can go through anywhere and get approved. You get what I'm saying? But this is for those who have questionable credit. Yeah, this is for those who got questionable credit. So if your credit questionable, then you'll be like, all right, okay, I'm gonna go through a credit union, and you do it like that. And what's so crazy is you can run back to back. So if you went ahead and got $100,000 loan on the draft from one bank, that same bank will approve you again like they did me. They'll come right back. You can come right back and apply for something less, maybe a $90,000 loan, and they approve that, and you can use that card that you paid for the $90,000. You can rent that out. One you can have rent. One you can be renting out. The other one you can have for personal use. And the one you renting out, paying both the car notes, just like that. Paying both the car notes. So if you rent out another, let's just say if it's like a nice truck or something, and you getting $200 off of it a day, right? 30 days, that's $6,000. But after fees, let's just say $4,000. Let's say the car payment on each car is $1,000 a month. That's $2,000. How much you walk away with? $2,000. Of course, you got insurance payment and everything like that. You might walk away even with $1,000, but you still not losing. You get what I'm saying? You still not losing. You still winning. And that's just the basic, I ain't even went nowhere as far as really capitalizing off of it. It's just, you just taking that little step and it taking you somewhere else. And then you constantly build your portfolio. Then you get better with paying back. Then you upgrade. Now instead of you going to get the Corvette, you might get a brand new Mercedes. Mercedes, let's just say if it's 198,000, and you going up higher and higher in different cars, and you borrowing against that, and you constantly build it to a point where you can get a Lamborghini, or the bank don't have a problem with giving you 300,000 to borrow on because they know you will pay it back. Especially if the income is constantly growing and you have a real financial statement that you're putting together and everything like that, it won't be nothing to get anything. I talked about that yesterday, family. So for those, let's just say, for those who want to get business loans, I always told you guys this. If you want to get a business loan, understand this. Your personal credit better be good. You got to have good personal credit. Because if your personal credit ain't nowhere, you're not going to get nowhere really with the business side. You really want to make sure your personal credit is there. Because like I just explained, you got all that on your credit, your personal credit is good. You can go through banks bigger than just your traditional banks. You can go to Cardiff Bank. What else banks you can hit? You can get SBA loans because you can go through the SBA. Once you pass a 720 credit score, you can go through SBA. You go through the government and get loans, and the government gonna hook you up. They ain't cheap. You can get a $500,000 SBA loan. It's so like it is so many plays out here. It just you want to be in position to execute on that level. You want to be able to, okay, a financial statement. Your financial statement is showing what? Your profit and losses, how much money you making off your business. And you looking at the structure of your business. You want to structure it up. You want to make sure you got your LLC together. You want to make sure you have your physical business location. You want to make sure you have all that shit together, right? So when it's time to go apply for a loan at any bank, when they see your credit profile, they look at you got your articles together and everything like that, you could take off. And I can give you guys a list of banks that you can go through is for your business, but you still got to have that personal side together. If you ain't got that personal side together, you can miss that whole business play. And then on top of that, your business account has to look good. I'm gonna show y'all how to run up your business account, right? If you got two businesses, make sure that if you got money coming in on one of them, make sure that for the two business accounts you have, let's just say the one that you're not trying to get business funding on, make sure that every time you get paid off that second account that you don't use. And what you're gonna do with that account, you're gonna wire all of your payments structurally, like it could be with structure, right? It can be weekly, it can be daily. Let's just say if you get a cash out payment, right? Boom, they send it to cash out. My company is TW Online Selling. Let's just say I don't use TW Online Selling. I can have all my cash out payments go to TW Online Selling. TW Online Selling can send a wire to Mega Ship and Trade. What this wire can be, it can be a commercial invoice paid. It can be securing a deposit. It can be a payment for services, all of that. So when banks see that you actually getting paid from another company through wire ACH payments and not just a cash app, they know you have a more structured business. Now, that's not how you get approved. Like as far as loans, that just shows them that you have structure. The way you get approved, of course, is always your credibility. How much money do you make? How much money do you want? And also, how much debt do you think you could take home? I can't trust you with $150,000 in credit if I know you ain't out there managing that type of money. I'm scared to do that. That's what the banks look at. I'm scared to do that. So you got to show me something. You get what I'm saying? And also, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is another thing, right? You can do something with Dun and Bradstreet where you can write up a commercial invoice and you can say it's been paid. I got two companies, right? TW Online Selling Mega Ship and Trade can get invoiced by TW Online Selling saying that they paid for a service. They just say if the service was $1 million. You can send that report to Dun and Bradstreet. They will report that on your business credit. For you guys who's too concerned about business credit. Business credit is A1, it's good, right? But it's not the best thing due to the fact that banks don't look at it like that, how people think. That's not what they run. If you went to a bank and you apply for a business loan, the first thing that you're going to see pop up is your experience or Credit Karma notification said there's been an inquiry on your TransUnion report or your Equifax report or your Experian report because they want to see where you at personally. It used to be a time where the banks would give a corporation $100 million, right? And what you think the corporation used to do? Take all that money and file for bankruptcy. So the banks could never go after the person individually. They changed that whole goddamn thing. This is not those days. Most banks, they said, I want someone, an authorized representative or someone personally to sign off on this loan stating that the company will pay us back. And even if the company decides to go in bankruptcy, we want to attack you personally. Because the banks have been taking hits on real corporations. Is debt catch is good? Yes. Debt catch is real good. You got rent reporters, you got rental karma, you got all of those sites. All of those sites is real good to use. Okay. You want to fix your credit fast? It depends on what's on it. If you got hospital bills, you can easily get that off. If you got student loans, you're going to be in a fight. Now, if y'all want to get y'all credit repaired, contact my man, Ricky Lott. I'm actually going to drop his number in the description. Ricky Lott or my Uncle Jason, whichever one you guys prefer, they're going to get your credit report straight. They'll be able to take off your student loans. They'll be able to take off your bankruptcies. They will be able to take off your certain auto loans and charge-offs. But nothing never 100%. Sometimes they might have to do 2-3 rounds. 2-3 rounds meaning the credit union say, nope, we're keeping this account on there. And you got to dispute it again. Nope, we're keeping it on there. Dispute it again. You might have to find so many different ways to constantly dispute it because it's not that easy to take off those accounts. You said what was the reason for house arrest? Oh, so the reason why I got on house arrest initially was when they searched the vehicle, they said they found a lot of ammunition in the car. So the judge, like he got prior convictions and everything like that. The judge originally set the conditions of the bond to be at home confinement during the time when I was on house arrest. What I had to do is I had to go through preliminary, but I already filed a bond motion, but I had to go through preliminary. And once the judge got the case in front of him and he seen the circumstances of the case, he cleared the conditions of the bond due to the fact that the state witness violated the quote unquote defendant constitutional rights. And that's how I got off house arrest. And I had to cross-examine the officer. The shit I had to ask the officer, something the attorney had no clue about. The attorney don't know nothing about what's going on. The only person know about your case is you. And if you gonna let another man represent you in court and talk for you, you a damn slave because they don't know every little thing. It's the little things that matters. How long was you followed? What was the true probable cause? Did he smell marijuana? All of this stuff needed to be asked by me. If I never asked that, the attorney won't. The attorney's just gonna ask the basic, simple questions and continue the proceeding. But if you're really trying to get out, you will find a way. And I found a way. I was so happy that day. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it that a judge agreed with a quote unquote sovereign citizen. Y'all call me a sovereign citizen. That's what the trolls call me. But back to this business, y'all. But like I said, build that personal side up, continue to run it up. But one thing you got to understand, if you're not business savvy, if you don't know how to flip it, if you don't know how to manage it, the best thing to do is constantly capitalize off of it. Constantly build your credit, constantly build your ability to make more money. If you want a safe investment, my only advice would be put 5% down towards a property and rent it out. That'd be okay. Take out a commercial line of credit. No, take out a commercial line of credit. Get the property. Let's just say if it's $10 million, and sometimes you could deal with a lender that will allow you to put 5% down. 5% down to that would be, $500,000, and you can borrow that. You can take that to the bank and borrow that. And if you borrow that 5%, and let's just say you got passive income coming in every month. Let's just say if you make it $20,000, $30,000 a month. 15 going towards the bank. You walking around with $10,000 passive every month. And that probably can be your blueprint to go in. Because if you don't know how to make money, I would just say real estate. But I wouldn't say the normal, like for me, like you got two sides of real estate. You got a lot of people who want to buy properties to rent. I don't want to rent. I prefer to buy. I prefer to build properties to sell because I know how to find the blueprints. You can go online and search up blueprints. You can search up home blueprints, all sorts of blueprints, mansion blueprints, single family blueprints, tiny home blueprints, shed blueprints, garage blueprints. You can look up any type of blueprints. And once you get these blueprints, let's just say you might pay thousands of dollars. Sometimes you can pay $100. I paid $40 for blueprint. You go on eBay and buy blueprints. You go to Amazon and buy blueprints. And it's gonna give you the construction plan, the wiring plan, it's gonna give you the foundational plan, it's gonna give you the electric plan, it's gonna give you the building codes, it's gonna give you all the supplies and inventory list, it's gonna show you everything you possibly need to build it. And what you do is you have to give that over to the general contractor. The general contractor, if he decided to take the job, that's who come to closing with you on the property. So for a commercial build, I mean a construction build, you will still put down 5 to 10%. So if you need to borrow $1 million from the bank, you got to come to the table with what? $50,000. Of course, it's gonna be closing costs, but you're gonna come to the table with $50,000. You come to the table with $50,000. That's when everything get done. You put the 5% down. They pay off the general contractor team, start the project. They get the building permits and everything like that because that's all in the contract and agreement. And once the property get built, you can either sell it or you can live in it. Now, this is the problem. If you choose to sell it, they might want 20% down. What you can do for a finesse, you can put 5% down, say it's gonna be a vacation home, live in it for a month and decide to sell it. So if you build this $1 million home, let's just say if the value of the home is 1.7 million, you can sell the whole property or you can borrow against it. So if the property is worth 1.7, you can borrow 90% of that equity. 90% of 700,000 is roughly around 600 and some thousand. If you borrow 600 and some thousand against your home, you can take that 600 and some thousand and use 200,000 of that and borrow 200 million. Get 200,000 and borrow $2 million. And you can do the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So you take that 200 and you go ahead and do another construction loan. This time you can put the 20% down. So 20% down of $1 million is what? 200,000. So you can borrow $1 million just off that, and this could strictly be an investment property. So soon the property get up and build, you can go ahead and sell it. So once it's on the market and it's sell, you walk away with the remaining capital, and you can continue doing like that. And this is how you can get in real estate. You wouldn't have to do all that hustle, knock on people's doors. Hey, are you selling your home? You get what I'm saying? You ain't got to do that. It's other cheat codes out there. That's the whole thing. Like going to people's doors, knocking on their doors, versus you can go to the bank just like the corporations do. What do you think the banks do? What do you think the corporations do? What do you think Toll Brothers do? What do you think Tri-Point Homes do? The home builder that I bought this home from, what do you think they do? Perry Homes. They went to the bank. They went to the bank and borrowed the money and got the house built. And usually it don't, now for them, it don't be just for one house. Usually it be for a development plan. So they probably borrowed $300-400 million on the development plan. You get what I'm saying? Because the development plan, you're not building one house, 2-3 houses. You building hundreds of houses. So you borrowing a lot of money. But they can do it. They in the position, they can do it. And by you just starting off, you can say, I want to put 5% down on a vacation home, but got the intent to sell it. And you can legally do that. It's not mortgage fraud. And you put that 5% down and you borrow $1 million, which will be you putting down 50,000 to get a $1 million home built, because they're gonna give you the quote. The builder gonna give you the quote of $1 million. Let's just say it's $1 million, and you look at the value of the home in the neighborhood, and you study the comps and everything like that. You say, dang, this house worth 1.8. I want to sell it. You can either sell it or borrow against it. Now, if you ain't got no other place to stay, you better off borrowing against it. And when you borrow against it, you walk away with 700 some thousand. You take that money and you take even half of it, chop it in half, 350,000, and you can borrow against it, and it's 3.5 million. You get what I'm saying? So it's not really life. I mean, like it's not really like rocket science, y'all. It's not rocket science. That's all they do. You take a percentage of your money and put down on real estate, and you build a property. It's called a loan to value. Loan to value. Loan. Anybody can get that. Anybody can get one of those. And the requirements is low, like 620 credit score. So if your FICO is a 620 credit score, you can get it. Yep. What do you do with the money you borrowed? Borrow against it. Ain't that crazy? Borrow against borrowed money. I borrowed 800,000 from my house, right? And I'm using 400,000 to borrow some more money. You taking borrowed money to borrow money. That's the whole credit system about. Borrowed money on top of borrowed money on top of borrowed money on top of borrowed money. Cause ain't no damn money. That's it. And that's the whole combination to the thing. It's no money. Loan to value, yes. Cause it's just borrowed money. That's it. That's all it is. Ain't nothing special. You don't have to have a GED. You don't have to be a professional. You don't even got to be smart. You just got to have basic common sense. That's it. That's all it is. It's not nothing special. And if you don't know how to get the money, build up your personal credit profile. Well, you can get a credit card at 30, 40,000. And you can take that 30, 40,000, right, to structure your business even more to allow yourself to get up to $60,000 in credit card, right, like as far as your credit card balance. You can use that $60,000 balance and you can have a merchant account set up with your real bank. Let's just say if you got another company. You can scan the full amount off your card, right, and pay payments towards that bank. Let's just say you want $60,000 in business credit card debt. You took that $60,000 but put $30,000 down towards a construction build. 6-7 months, you still making payments towards the bank. But in the meantime, this construction unit is getting put together. The construction unit gets put all the way together, and you borrow against the construction unit. You go right back to the bank, put the money back in the bank. Now your credit still where it's at. And now you build it even more. You keep building, just like that. Yeah, family. Yeah, just like that. Nothing special. I just told you, you borrow against that money and you pay them back. That's all you're doing. It's a borrowing game. It's not really, you know. And that's just how you really achieve financial freedom. Just understanding that. Just those little concepts, you will understand, okay, this is my little entry point into financial freedom. So I learned how to build up my credit, but I learned how to get into real estate. Because you learn how to get into real estate as the owner instead of the borrower. You get what I'm saying? You learn how to get in real estate as a person who buying the property. You're not knocking on people's doors. You're not begging no one to sell their house. You're not trying to get down on a fix and flip project. You don't have to do that bullshit. You don't have to do that at all, really. You can come in without anybody and you find your own general contractor. You can get in contact with any company. But the more prestigious the builder is, the more it might cost. They might try to get the property all the way into the value of the home. But in most general contractors, you can find a general contractor who might build a home, but it might be worth double the amount once it's completed. But he might just give you the quote based off the labor, based off the project, based off everything. And once he give you that quote, you got to find out, okay, how much can I sell this house for once it's get completed? And then you ask yourself, what is this house worth? What is the comps of this house? How big the lot size gonna be? How the house is gonna look? Where the house is gonna be located? So when you look at that, you're like, all right, okay, I can roughly sell this around this much. Then once it's built, the deal is sealed. Now you own this house, it's worth all this, and then you just take that money from the equity of it, if you want to stay in there. If you don't want to stay in there, just sell it. You get what I'm saying? If you don't want to sell it, then some people might not want to stay in there. Some people just say, hey, I already got a house. I just want to sell it. Sell it. And that's my whole goal. Nothing else. Nothing else been changed. Nothing else. That's my whole goal. Just take this, what I have already, go to the bank, borrow this $100,000, and not even including the equity, right, from the property that I'm already at. But it's just take that money from the business line of credit and use 50,000 of that 100,000, and you borrow $1 million worth of, debt to finalize a construction build. I already got my building blueprints. I already have my blueprint and everything like that. I'm actually gonna screenshot and show y'all, part of the build that I'm doing. And after that, take the amount that's, from the equity of it, or just sell the whole thing. And that will be the first start of building everything else, That's it. Nothing special. Nothing special. Hell no. Listen, y'all, please stop mixing status correction and credit. Anyone can use credit. Being a non-citizen national has no basis on that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I really wanted to start a finance channel too, to separate, because I think everybody think you have to be a national to do anything as far as credit, money. No, you don't have to be no national. Because that's just my political stance. This has nothing to do with anything as far as the credit world, because they don't recognize me as a national. They think I'm a regular American. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to these banks and credit unions and getting this amount. I look like an American today. I don't look like a national or a foreigner who came straight out from Dubai or something like that. I look like a normal American. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to politics and my political status when dealing with law enforcement, it might be different. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that. Yeah, family, I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, so, that's one of the main things you got to look at. That's one of the main things, family. And so, look, I'm about to bring a lot of content y'all way. I'm about to start breaking everything down step by step. Also, I got a lot of new projects coming out right now, family. I got Amazon 2 that's gonna be released. I got credit criteria. I got that, everything. I got all of that stuff coming out real soon. And I'm actually working on it right now. I can't wait to just show y'all more, like way more. It's so damn simple. Like from me going to the banks, getting this, getting that, just showing y'all how to work it. Work the system to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. Y'all ain't never gotta work. Y'all ain't never gotta do none of that. Once you understand it, you might struggle in the beginning, right? Everybody gonna struggle in the beginning. But once you understand it, it's about understanding something that you can mass manipulate to your own advantage without breaking the law, without hurting somebody, without stealing anything. You get what I'm saying? So once you know that and you get that, that can be a part of that can be your entry point into making it, into really, being financially free. You quit your job, you can tell your boss skip you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So I'm out, family. Peace and love to everybody. I'm out. My phone number again, if anybody ever want to contact me, my phone number is 224-463-1848. Again, it is 224-463-1848. I'm out. Peace and love.